A very warm greeting to all of you present there. Today we are going to learn one very important phase of our life, that's academic writing. Yes, if you are about to have a wonderful skill in order to give some proper passages to your reader, to your specific spectators, then it is absolutely important for you to understand the skill sets of academic writing. I'm going to today talk on some specific patterns of academic writings. These patterns are known as connectors. Yes, these connectors will prove that how sequentially you have written one specific paragraph. Yes, most of the times in our universities, colleges, or even professional places, we write different passages according to the requirement of that specific place. Today I'm going to help you that how to connect all the lines or the sentences of that passage to each other, that it will ultimately reflect to the reader a very interesting reading element. So here we are about to know that. We are about to walk on some specific and the most important factors for improving our academic writing. These sectors are known as linkers. So here the list of linkers are present in front of you. Anaphoric linkers, cataphoric linkers, lexical linkers, sequence linkers. In sequence linkers you will find two elements. One is order indicator, another one is time indicator, that is time sequence indicators. Apart from this, there are explicit linkers, implicit linkers, and rhetorical devices. People, in this first phase of this video, you are going to cover up to the sequence linkers, and in the second phase you will be learning the rest of the parts. But before to learning these sequence linkers or any of the linkers among these lists, it is absolutely important for you to understand that we are about to reveal the specific relation and aspects of coherence and cohesion. What is it that you will ultimately understand at the end of the second phase video. So here I'm going to cover up the definitions and the examples of all these linkers up to the sequence linkers one by one. So let's learn anaphoric linkers. Students, it is absolutely important every time that we understand the examples first and then we go through the proper definition. Examples exactly clear our mind to understand the concept in a more better and precise manner. I would like to take one specific example of anaphoric linkers. Christy is Anita's sister. The next sentence, they are fond of playing guitar. You can see this sentence, Christy is Anita's sister and they are fond of playing guitar. Here the word they is absolutely representing the sentence ones Christy and the second name Anita. What do we mean by anaphoric linker? Now the definition. Anaphoric linker represents the specific subject or pronoun which appear before to it. So it refers to the subjects, nouns or pronoun which appear to before it. These linkers are known as anaphoric linkers. Here they, the word they is specifically anaphoric linker and it is linking the specific both the subjects on the first sentence, Christy and Anita. So now it is quite clear to you that what is anaphoric linker. Now I would like to take a new example, a second example, that you understand it in a more subtle manner. My colleague Dr. Vijay, who is an assistant professor in Crescent University, is a perfect faculty of linguistics. See how the sentence is having a wonderful connection within it. Here the specific WHO, who is exactly a WH word. This specific word is referring to the noun which is present before to it. The noun is Dr. Vijay. Then who is. So this who word is representing something which is appearing before to it. These kind of linkers are known as anaphoric linkers. Now I believe that you have already got the examples and definition of anaphoric. It is our time right now to proceed to the next linker, that is cataphoric linker. People, cataphoric linker is exactly the opposite phase of anaphoric linker. How? Let me specify that in a more proper and precise manner. Let's start with the example. Text may seem to have nothing at first sight, comma, dash, Paradise Lost and Macbeth. People see the example very carefully. Here after comma there is a dash. This specific dash is exactly representing the details which are appearing after it. So this dash is a canaphoric linker. Why? Just because these kind of dashes or linkers are representing the details which are appearing after it. Not only just a sign as dash, there are some specific words like however, and there is another word like specific for example. Now this for example or however can be represented in a very definite manner in sentences. Example: the state government has already imposed complete lockdown. However, the local medical shops and market are absolutely remaining open up to 10 a.m. early in the morning. So these specific examples are the set of examples of canaphoric linkers. Now you can understand that what do I mean by canaphoric linkers. This canaphoric linker in this sentence of with the conjunction word however is representing that however conjunction is giving the details which are appearing after it or following details, the details to be followed. These type of linkers are exactly opposite to the anaphoric linkers. Now students, we do have time to move towards the next pattern, lexical linkers. So far we have learned that conjunctions and pronouns are being used as linkers, but at this point of time you are not going to face so. So let's see what is exactly the critical pattern of linkers might arrive in your text. When you are writing a specific paragraph, you are reading a specific paragraph, you will find one interesting line that the words of that text or the synonyms of the text are itself working as linkers. How? The example is, the organization has 3 definite policies. The one is to improve the employee benefits and the other one is to deal with the fine business strategies. The next one has not yet been revealed. So this example, the word the one in the second sentence, and there is the third sentence the other one, this is being started with the other one. These kind of original textual words are sometimes working as the examples and the specific set of lexical linkers. So now you understand what is lexical linkers. I would like to take another example which will clear your mind. The text in this specific academic semester have created enormous ideas among students. These works will definitely improve their future as well. So the text in the first sentence is being represented with a synonym here, that is the works or these works. So the works and the text are synonymous to each other. These are the linkers. This work is a linker of the beginning sentence word, the text. Now you understand that what is lexical linkers. It is not taking help any conjunction. It is not taking help of any specific pronoun, but the text or textual words are itself working as linkers. I wish you already got the idea about lexical linkers. Now it is time for all of us to move to the sequence linkers. Understand this sequence linker with 2 specific parts which are named as these order indicator and time sequence indicator. Now people, what is order indicator? When we write a paragraph, sometimes we write according to the importance of our thoughts or ideas. We place the most important idea first and accordingly we proceed to the less interested part or less important part. Now what are the things that we are about to learn from here? What are the specific linkers that can be representing this sequence or this order indicator? Let's learn it. Order indicator example is, there are 3 ways to develop our sense. First, evaluating our deeds and our acts. Second, to keep our mind peaceful. and in conclusion to act positively with well behavior with others. These specific examples are having the linkers at the beginning of each sentence. There are three sentences, and these sentences are being started with first, second, and in conclusion. These are maintaining the flow of the sentences. So you are naturally, why is it order indicator? You are naturally keeping the most important line on the first order, then the next important, and the ultimately you are keeping the less important line in compared to the previous two. So now you do have the idea of order indicator. People, apart from order indicator, in sequence indicator there is another indicator remaining, and that is time sequence indicator. Amit felt uneasy when he arrived to the hospital. What do I mean by these things? This time sequence indicator reflects the linking in between an act which happened earlier and act which happened later. So it is creating a link in between these two acts which happened earlier and which happened later. Mr. Amit had arrived to the hospital. He felt absolutely uneasy there. These two sentences are being started with the word when. This is a specific WH word which is being walking, or which is walking absolutely as a linker. The word, again, let us draw our attention to this specific word. When Mr. Amit arrived to the hospital, he felt uneasy there. So Mr. Amit arrived to the hospital first. That is the early activity. Then he felt uneasy there. That is the later activity. These two activities are being added with the specific linker, that is time sequence linker is when. Apart from the example of when as a linker, there are other linkers in this time sequence linkers. Then, presently, next month, these are exactly working as a time sequence linkers. I would like to pay your attention once again back to the previous point, that in order linkers, firstly, secondly, finally, these are also the sequence of the linkers. You can also change finally into ultimately. So it's up to you the way you are managing it. But most of the linkers should be in these specific orders when you are mentioning the order indicator. And when you are mentioning the time sequence indicator, then you must work with this specific word when, then presently. These are specific indicators you are working with. Thank you very much for observing this specific video, which has already cleared your mind regarding the linkers and how is it possible for you to add one sentence with the other sentence. Now, people, we are about to absolutely discover the reason why we are doing it. In your academic, as I already said and shared, that in your academic writing, or when you are doing a job somewhere, you are supposed to write a passage or you are writing something. At that point of time, you are taking example of various other statements and ideas. But if you are not following a flow of your ideas, your readers will ultimately, or your customers will not ultimately understand the passage. They have to read it again and again from the beginning. It is natural that they will get frustrated once they read it if they don't understand it properly. It happens in your exam. If you draw your attention properly, you will also get it. That if you are not writing a passage properly, your examiners do not understand the specific flow. It will not be good for your academic score, I guess. Thank you very much for paying your attention to this specific video. I would like to ask you to pay your attention to the next video, which will be released as phase 2 on the same topic with the other linkers. Thank you.